I'm feeling a little overwhelmed right now, and I'm glad I finally have somewhere to write it all down to get it out of my head. It's been hard to remember in my head everything that's happened in the past 8 days. I don't remember anything about how I got here. The only thing I know is that my name is Steve. When I first woke up in this strange world, the first thing I noticed was that everything was made of blocks, including the trees. Now, I know I'm not stupid, and I have a basic concept of reality, and this wasn't it. Strangely, I also had a backpack on me, with an empty map sticking out of the side pocket. And as I opened the bag, a voice echoed through the sky that said, "Achievement unlocked, taking inventory." At first, I thought that someone was speaking to me, but I later realized this only happens after I complete a specific task, as it happened again after I was getting some wood for survival. The announcer said, "Achievement unlocked, getting wood." This is where I started to theorize that this is probably a survival simulation. This put my mind at ease for the time being. What reinforced my theory was that there was another voice that explained all the materials in the world and how to use them.
Acacia leaves, when broken, sometimes drops a sapling, which can be replanted to grow into a tree.
I am grateful for this, as it quickly helped me understand how this world worked. In addition to the map, there was also a small tablet, with the only contents being a dossier of all the achievements. Just another thing reinforcing my theory. I also discovered that the tablet had another function. It had a crafting database. This has been useful thus far for my survival in this bizarre block world. From this database, I crafted a crafting table, which expanded the database further and unlocked the benchmarking achievement. I instantly crafted some tools to aid in my survival. Doing this unlocked the time to mine, getting an upgrade, and time to strike achievements. After crafting all my tools, I realized I was starting to feel hungry, so I needed to somehow find food. I wasn't sure on how I was going to quell my hunger, but my eyes instantly locked onto a nearby cow, so I slaughtered it, which unlocked the cow tipper achievement. It's good to know that there's at least some wildlife in this world. I also killed some pigs and sheep, but left alone the horses. Part of me feels bad as they're innocent creatures, however, I do need to survive. Note, so try to tame a horse in the future, may be useful for traveling. After slaughtering the cow, I wandered around for a bit and couldn't help but notice that the world seemed empty and uncivilized. I had a lot of uncooked food and I wasn't going to eat raw meat. So from the database, I crafted a furnace and cooked my food using some wood that I gathered. Doing this unlocked the Hot Topic achievement. In what felt like mere minutes, nightfall began to consume the land, and the world was engulfed in darkness. I had no light. I was unsure what to do, but I was greeted by what looked like another person. For a moment, I felt a deep sense of relief, that maybe I wasn't completely alone. But that quickly changed as he began to aggressively charge me. He proceeded to attack me. I was horrified, and I wasn't left with a choice but to defend myself with my sword. He wouldn't stop chasing me while making sickening sounds. I had to kill him. Horrifyingly, killing him unlocked the Monster Hunter achievement. Unwilling to find out what other monsters lurked in the shadows, I decided that the best thing to do was to dig a hole and hide for the rest of the night. After what felt like hours, the warm light rays began to penetrate my hole, and I was happy to finally be able to leave without the threat of monsters. As I walked out, there was a creature that resembled a giant spider, and upon closer inspection, it didn't seem to want to hurt me, and instead it danced. I was very puzzled, as its description stated that they are hostile.
Spider attacks you when you are close to it. Can climb walls. Drops string when killed.
But I guess this one was a friendly one. It then occurred to me that I had miraculously survived my first day in this unknown cube world, which filled me with a sense of excitement and pride. I felt ready to explore more of this world, despite not knowing my purpose here. While there was still light, I decided to make it my goal to find a place to create a shelter, while collecting resources along the way. A distant mountain peak caught my eye. I felt the elevation would create a safer environment to build my shelter. I spent the entire day ascending to the peak, which left me exhausted. Desperate for some rest, I looked through the crafting database and found a bed. Thankfully, I had the materials to craft one and was able to get some much needed rest. Since crafting my bed, I've made sure to sleep through every night to avoid any unnecessary encounters with monsters. On day 3, I decided to start building my home, which actually turned into a multi-day project. The list of tasks that I made for myself during these days included digging out a large portion of the peak, creating a staircase so that I don't have to hike up every time, collecting more wood, and finding sand in order to create glass. During these tasks, I unlocked its Assign achievement. And while building the house, I was left alone with my thoughts, and came up with a theory on how to potentially escape this world. If this is truly a survival simulation, then completing all the achievements must be the way to end the simulation. I mean, it does make sense. It makes sense to me, but there's only one way to find out. Do the tasks that are listed in the database. I really hope that I complete this simulation, as there's, probably people counting on me. While collecting more materials, I discovered sugarcane, which can be turned into either sugar or paper. I'm sure this crop will be useful at some point. From here, I discovered that there was a book and quill in the crafting database. The only thing I was missing was an ink sac, to which I went to go hunt squid in the ocean. Holding my breath was very difficult, but I managed to kill enough squid to obtain several ink sacs. Man, swimming is hard. From here, I rushed back home to create this very book that I'm writing in. Damn it, the sun is setting. I spent all day writing. I need to get to bed. My backpack kept on getting full, making it extremely heavy and exhausting to lug around. So today, I decided to craft a bunch of chests. My backpack immediately felt lighter, thank goodness. If my theory of escaping is correct, I need to focus on the achievements this game is providing me. Thus, I should begin farming soon. Admittedly, I got sidetracked and went to chop some wood for the farms. While I was hacking away at the trees, I encountered a new animal, a llama. I wonder how many more animals exist in this world. I also spotted a cave and plan on exploring that tomorrow. Wish me luck. Rest is always needed. The caves were exhausting. It's a terrifying place, as the cave system went all the way down to lava. There was an overwhelming amount of heat radiating from the lava. It was very difficult to navigate. I couldn't focus as the fear of falling was just circling in my mind. Thankfully, I managed to get some iron, enough to upgrade my tools and maybe make some armor. There was also some gold and a strange looking ore called redstone. Not sure what redstone is, but the database said I needed iron grade tools to successfully mine these ores.
Redstone ore can be mined with an iron pickaxe or better to collect redstone dust.
Note, gold and redstone require iron tools. Won't be going into the caves again for a while, as I don't feel comfortable going back down there at the moment. Going to focus on some surface level achievements for a bit. I almost forgot, I encountered a polar bear today. Another animal added to my list. Going to head to bed. I'm completely drained after today. Today, I finally made some headway on the achievements, unlocking the Acquire Hardware, More Tools, Time to Farm, and the Pork Chop achievement. The first three I got after crafting my full set of iron tools. The Pork Chop achievement I got after cooking some pork chop and eating it, deliciously unseasoned. I also crafted a bucket, which will prove useful tomorrow when I begin working on my sustainable food farm. Going to head to bed, tired from chopping wood and collecting seeds all day. It was a massively successful day. I completed my wheat farm. I'm hoping for a great harvest. I'm especially looking forward to making lots of bread and maybe a cake in the future. The bucket proved to be extremely useful for transporting water. I'm glad I crafted it. This is one step closer towards self-sufficiency. However, something weird happened in the morning. Before I began clearing out an area for my farm, I noticed a wolf attacking what appeared to be a skeleton with a bow and arrow. Not sure what that was about. I didn't know wolves attacked other creatures. I'm assuming the skeleton thing is another monster. Note, wolves may help attack monsters? When I woke up, to my surprise, some of the wheat was already ready to harvest. I guess things grow faster. I'm not complaining. I harvested a decent amount of wheat, enough to craft bread, which unlocked the Bake Bread achievement. Looking forward to an even bigger harvest next time, especially since I collected more seeds today. However, before I went to harvest the wheat in the morning, I crafted a full set of iron armor with my leftover iron, which unlocked the Iron Man achievement. I also dyed my bedsheets red, since it's my favorite color. Doing this unlocked the Chains of Sheets achievement. The last thing I did was smelt some wood with charcoal to unlock the Renewable Energy achievement.
Achievement: Renewable Energy.
Tomorrow, I will muster up some courage to travel back into the mines, since I now have some armor. Time for me to get some good rest, although sleeping might be tough as I'm pretty hungry. I'm saving this stinky, repulsive rotten flesh for when I'm starving for a dumb achievement. Okay, actually off to bed now. Goals. Mine gold and redstone. Attempt to get lava in a bucket. Successfully explored the rest of the cave today. I was anxious at first, but it didn't turn out to be as bad as I thought. The iron armor and water bucket made traversing the lava way safer. I got a good amount of gold, however, I'm not exactly sure how useful it is. I'll make sure to look into it later. I also mined some of that weird redstone, and even weirder, it turned into dust when I mined it. Kind of annoying to pick up afterwards. I was expecting to have to smelt it like the other ores. I'm also still not sure what redstone even does. I'll have to look into gold and redstone. Lastly, I did manage to get some lava in a bucket. It was super sketchy to transport back home with it sloshing around. Anyway, I'm still extremely hungry and want to go to bed. This rotten flesh is looking more appetizing the hungrier I get. Note, water turns lava into obsidian.
Obsidian can only be mined with a diamond pickaxe. Is produced by the meeting of water and still lava and is used to build nether portals.
I feel so sick after eating that rotten flesh, so I've decided I'm gonna lay in bed for the rest of the day. At least I unlocked the Iron Belly achievement, and harvested more wheat. Before laying in bed, I crafted a painting hoping it would bring me some comfort. Hopefully I don't feel too terrible tomorrow morning. I have so much more work to do. I woke up nauseous. However, after eating some steak, I felt a lot better, so I was able to actually get things done today. I spent some time flattening out the farm area, and then making a sugarcane farm. I'm sure the sugarcane will be useful later, as it already proved useful to making paper for my book and quill. I was browsing the crafting database, and found a way to use both gold and redstone. Using 4 gold and 1 redstone, I crafted a clock. This will help me keep track of the days while underground. I don't want to lose track of time here. I also discovered some clay beneath a nearby frozen lake. I smelted it into bricks and then crafted a pot. This unlocked the pot planter achievement. I placed the pot on a shelf behind my table and put a sapling in it. It gives me more comfort while journaling. I'm about to leave on a long journey to try and draw out the rest of my map. Not sure when I'll be back. Talk to you soon. Turns out, I'm not alone in this world. I discovered 3 different villages. I'm not sure what language they speak, but they don't seem interested in attempting to converse with me, unless I want to trade with them. It's possible that the different villages trade with each other, a very primitive form of existence, especially since it seems like they just farm, maybe an agrarian society. Were they once trapped like me, or are they native to this world? One of the villages had a chest that I stole from. I feel like I needed this stuff more than the primitive villagers did. While traveling between the villages, I unlocked the Adventuring Time achievement. After a bit more exploring, I took a step back while painting the map, and realized how many unique biomes existed. I also encountered another skeleton, which I killed. Note, the skeleton's ability to shoot from a distance with their bow makes them a big threat. There were other signs of life, such as an abandoned desert well and temple, which had loot in an underground chamber. It was also booby-trapped with TNT. Thank goodness I didn't set it off. I got some good loot, such as emeralds, horse armor, golden apples, and a saddle. Looking forward to attempting to taming a horse. The last crazy thing I saw while exploring was an island made out of mycelium, and on this island there was an odd-looking animal called a mushroom. This is the most fascinating creature I've seen yet, and weirdly cute.
Mushroom makes mushroom stew when used with a bowl. Drops mushrooms and becomes a normal cow when sheared.
Once I got back, I crashed out on the bed, and now it's dark again. I really need to stop spending the entire day writing and focus on actually getting things done. Sorry I haven't written in a couple of days. I've been trying to figure out what part of the map I'm missing. It's really starting to irritate me, so I'll just come back to it later. Although while I was out, I did return to the villages to rob them again, but this time it was for their carrots and potatoes. I'm not sure where else I'd find these 2 vegetables, but I needed to expand my farm. When it comes to tasks, I unlocked the tie-dye outfit achievement after crafting some leather armor and dyeing it black by using some still water in a cauldron. I also unlocked the saddle up achievement by taming my first horse. His name is Jack.
Saddle up.
It was a bit challenging to get Jack to love me, but after some perseverance, I was able to put a saddle on him. After riding him back to base, I built a fenced-off enclosure for him. I'm glad I have someone else to talk to around here. I'm exhausted. Spent all day chopping wood and making a cow enclosure. I also crafted my first bow today, and I kinda suck at archery. I should probably get out and practice shooting some monsters during the night, but I don't know what else is out there, and it makes my stomach churn. Lastly, I crafted a second bow so I could use it to craft the dispenser, which unlocked the dispense with this achievement. New task, befriending 5 wolves and breeding some cows. Successfully lured 2 cows back to the enclosure I made. It was easier than I expected, as I learned that cows will follow you anywhere, as long as you have some wheat. I guess wheat is their candy. Once they were in the pen, I used the wheat to activate breeding mode, which unlocked the repopulation achievement.
Repopulation.
It really confuses me how wheat could make cows horny. I wonder what triggers the other animals to breed. I also tamed a wolf today and named him Mike. Only 4 more to go. Tomorrow, I'm gonna explore a nearby cave that I saw. I'll report back with any new discoveries. I spent the last 2 days underground, and I made several new discoveries. First, I encountered a new monster called a creeper, and it's extremely dangerous, as one exploded right in front of me. It seemed like the creeper wanted to kill me by getting close and then exploding. So when I encountered a second one, I said to myself, "Aw man." I also encountered another spider, but this time it wanted to attack me instead of dancing. Seems like the spiders only attack when it's dark. The most interesting monster though that I killed was a zombie that looked like a villager.
Zombie villager. A villager that has been zombified. Is there a cure?
Can villagers turn into zombies? Do they turn into zombies when they die? Will I turn into a zombie when I die? I don't really want to find out. I need to stay focused. I think I figured out where the monsters come from, as I stumbled upon a cobblestone room with a monster cage in the center. This monster cage was creating skeletons, but after placing a lot of torches out of panic, the light from the torches seemed to have stopped the skeletons from being created. Do monsters only spawn when it's dark? I mean, this would make sense on why I don't see any monsters in the daytime, or when I light up a cave. I got so lost in the cave that I had to dig my way out, and once I got back, I crashed on the bed. I did mine tons of iron though, which will prove to be super useful later. I'm going to stay out of the mines for a while, as I'm kind of sick of mining. I need to seriously focus on tasks and more importantly, escaping. Note, new ores, lapis lazuli and emeralds. Not sure what they're used for yet. Lapis requires at least a stone pickaxe and emeralds require iron. Sorry I haven't written to you in a while. I've been hyper focused on grinding out achievements so that I can escape. I'm pretty proud of myself with how much I've accomplished in the last 10 days. I got the Super Fuel achievement by smelting all my iron with the lava bucket I got a while ago. I kind of forgot that I had a lava bucket, but I can't be too mad at myself as I've been pretty overwhelmed regularly. With the stolen carrots and potatoes from the villages, I expanded my farm, so now I have a wheat, carrot, and potato farm. Having this much food puts me at ease, since I'm no longer worried about starving. I also created a pond nearby so that I can fish, and as a bonus, the extra scenery creates a relaxing atmosphere. From this pond, I caught my first fish, and it was delicious.
Achievement.
My successful catch and cook
Delicious
unlocked
fish.
the delicious fish achievement. I haven't been feeling the safest around my base, especially during the nights, so I decided to put up a cobblestone wall along the edges of the cliffside. Hopefully, this will keep any monsters out. In addition, with all the iron I got from the mines, I built an iron golem, and his name is Iron.
Bodyguard.
I built Iron so that he could eliminate any monsters that break through the walls. This unlocked the Bodyguard achievement. To help out Jack and the cows, I built a roof to protect them from any rain. Someone's got to take care of the family around here. After that, I got some milk from the cows and used it to bake a cake. I'm surprised at how good it turned out on the first try. This unlocked the Lie achievement. When I went to chop more wood, I tamed 4 more dogs, which unlocked the Leader of the Pack achievement. I named them Hawk, Inyer,
Achievement.
Hugh,
Leader
and
of the
Jazz.
pack.
That leaves me with 5 pet doggos, with all of them being named Mike, Hawk, Inyer, Hugh, and Jazz. Once I got the doggos back, I began working on a pig pen. It took me some time to get a pig back, but I figured out that unlike cows, pigs follow you anywhere with carrots. Well, now I know that cows prefer wheat and pigs like carrots. Carrots are pretty yummy and healthy. I ended up putting a saddle on the pig and crafted a carrot on a stick so that I could lead him around. Once riding him, I made him fall into a hole and hurt himself. This unlocked the When Pigs Fly achievement.
When pigs fly.
That little piggy was a legend for taking fall damage to help me get that achievement so that I can escape. I think I'll name him Techno. During the night, I mustered up some courage to go outside of the walls with my bow. I shot some creepers and skeletons from a distance, which unlocked the Archer and Sniper dual achievement. This was some great practice for my archery skills, and I'd say I'm pretty good at it now. Practice makes perfect. I also got the Have a Shearful Day achievement by crafting some shears and shearing a sheep. I wanted to get all the colors of wool, but came one dye short. I was missing cocoa beans. I have no idea where to find these, but I assume they're located in a tropical biome. I'll have to explore outside my map eventually, not sure when I will embark on that adventure. Lastly, I started digging a mine at my base, and got pretty deep, but I started to get really tired. Tomorrow, I'll be expanding the mine, and hopefully I can find a lot of resources. I'm beginning to get more comfortable in the mines. The silence of the underground oddly brings me a sense of peace. There is something about mining deep underground for ores that makes me have an itch for another underground adventure. I don't know, maybe I'm going crazy after spending 4 days underground. I intersected a lot of new caves that I may explore, and acquired a lot of resources, including diamonds. This unlocked the Diamonds achievement.
Diamonds.
I was thrilled to find out that diamonds are the best ore in this world.
Diamond ore can be mined with an iron pickaxe, or better to collect diamonds.
I crafted a diamond pickaxe, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what this tool is capable of. Also, while underground, I mined through so much stone and went through so many iron pickaxes that I collected enough cobblestone to unlock the Chest Full of Cobble achievement. I'm gonna take a little break from the mines as I have a new idea for another room in my house. I should probably get working on that. I've been working on a new room in the house for enchanting, and I still have a lot of work to do. On a positive note, this diamond pickaxe so far has been great and makes mining as smooth as butter. It's been made digging out this room so much easier. I'm aiming to finish the room in the next couple of days. Just completed my new enchantment room, and I'm proud with how it turned out. This diamond pickaxe was incredibly useful for the job. After crafting the enchantment table, I unlocked the Enchanter achievement. I also made a jukebox for some tunes as the constant silence was invoking a deep sense of loneliness inside me. This unlocked the Music to My Ears achievement. To complete the enchantment table, I raided the natives, stealing their bookshelves because they weren't using them for anything useful. Do I feel bad? No. I'm not even native to this world, and my base is already more advanced than theirs. I can't feel bad about something when I'm the one who actually has the goal of escaping. Anyways, after fully powering my enchantment table with bookshelves, which unlocked the Librarian achievement, I crafted a full set of diamond tools and did my first enchantment, getting a Fortune pickaxe. Not sure what any of the enchantments do, but I'm sure I'll figure them out. I also enchanted a bow, getting Power 4. I'm assuming this just makes my bow more powerful. After doing some more enchanting, I crafted an anvil, which helped me combine tools and enchantments. Magic was not something I was expecting in this world, but I have to say, this is pretty epic. Finally, the thing I'm most scared about is that I created a Nether portal. This unlocked the Into the Nether achievement. I have no idea what dimension is on the other side of this portal, and I wanted to write about it in my journal before entering. Is this portal actually the escape? Will I die on the other side? Honestly, these are stupid questions, and I should just go through the portal. Man up, Steve. Okay, I'm gonna go through in the morning. I'll let you know what's on the other side, if I make it back. Been just laying in bed for the past 3 days. I needed some time alone. I'm starting to doubt this is all worth it. This is the first time I've honestly been scared to die in this world, despite it being a simulation. Or, so that's just my theory. I did not expect that portal to take me straight to hell. Lava, red landscape, fire, and a scary, flying, screaming marshmallow cube that shoots fireballs. Just thinking about what happened gives me a massive sense of doom and fear. I spawned right on the edge of a fortress-looking structure, inches away from falling into lava. I was blinded and nauseous just from teleporting. But as soon as I saw the lava and the screeching white cubes shot fireballs at me, I panicked and came back home. Jeez, I can't even believe I went through that portal. What a stupid idea. At least you get to laugh at me. I could have died. This world still feels real. Maybe it isn't a simulation. Is this how people are born here? That's probably why the villagers just chill and farm. I wouldn't wish for them to go into that dimension. I mean, honestly, is there even a way out of here? There has to be a sign. I've just been laying in bed, sleeping, hoping I just wake up from this dream. Yes, I know, I probably sound super mopey, but I can't blame myself, right? You're the only thing I can speak to here. What am I even gonna do? I need to pull myself together. Following what the simulation is telling me is the only way out. It's the only thing I see that has a shot of freeing me. I've been really making good progress, so I should focus on keeping that up. There will be an escape after completing the achievements. I know it. I can't be scared of the Nether. I just got enchantments that can help me. All I need to do is build a structure on the portal to protect the location and ensure I don't fall off. I have achievements that require the Nether, so I don't really have a choice. Time to grind, Steve. I'll work nights if I have to. Nether, I'm coming back for revenge. I'm surprised I even made it back to journal. The marshmallow cubes are called gas, and one of them shot my portal and deactivated it. You have no idea the sense of hopelessness that flooded my veins at that moment, but I persevered. I decided to explore the fortress after my portal got deactivated, and I ended up finding a flint and steel in a chest. That was actually a miracle. I guess things really are looking up for me. Even more motivation for me to continue on. While being trapped in the Nether, I got the Return to Sender achievement for killing a ghast with its own fireball. Made me feel like a boss, MGL. Also, I encountered 2 new monsters, the Wither Skeleton and the Blaze.
Wither Skeleton, armed with a sword, can afflict you with Wither, which drains your health.
Both are very threatening, with one having a stone sword that applies a necrotic spell, and the other shooting small fireballs in rapid succession. After killing one of the Blazes and retrieving a Blaze Rod, I unlocked the Into Fire achievement.
Into fire.
I'll have to figure out strategies for dealing with these monsters. There also was a new ore called Nether Quartz, but from what I've looked at so far in the database, it just seems like a decorative ore. One extremely bad thing that I noticed while trapped in the Nether was that the clock does not work, but rather glitches out and goes in circles. Strange indeed, but this is going to be problematic for my next outing, as I plan to spend a lot of time in the Nether. How much time? I guess I won't know, and will officially lose track of time here. Gives me a very unsettling feeling. Losing track of time will make every day of my existence here blur together. Going to go back tomorrow fully prepared for anything. Wish me luck. Note, keep flint and steel on you when in the Nether. So happy to have made it back from that hellscape. What day is it? I don't know. I felt like I was in the Nether for weeks, and with the clock not working, who knows how long I was in there. I mean, I knew this was going to happen, but nonetheless, losing track of time here is unsettling to me. I will just continue the diary from the last day. While in the Nether, I encountered and compiled the full list of monsters. There are ghasts, blazes, wither skeletons, and the new encounters being zombie pigmen and magma cubes. Zombie pigmen appear to be completely docile. Meanwhile, magma cubes can split into smaller ones once attacked. I also found a new growable plant, netherwort, which can only be grown on soul sand. Is soul sand the organic matter of all the dead travelers that have traversed this region? Let me not scare myself. While exploring deeper, I found blaze spawners and decided to camp at one. I did this so I could kill tons of blazes for blaze rods. As I went deeper into the fortress, I realized just how massive this structure was. There also appeared to be a second fortress in the distance. Who built this structure? Was there once life in this dimension? So far, it appears to me that none of the creatures in this dimension have the capacity to build such a structure, a question I cannot answer at this time. I can only be thankful that I survived my time in hell and successfully obtained a plentiful stash of blaze rods. Despite my confidence in traversing the Nether currently being at an all-time high, I have no further desires to explore deeper into the dimension at this time. I have some other achievements to work on. I really wish I knew what day it was. I spent all day tinkering with the brewing stand that I crafted.
Brewing stand, used for making potions and splash potions.
The brewing stand allows me to synthesize potions from specific combinations of items. The stand itself is powered with blaze powder, which is crushed blaze rods. The prerequisites to even begin brewing are tons of glass bottles and using netherwort to synthesize the awkward potion. From here, I was able to put items into the brewing stand until one worked. I used magma cream from the magma cubes and it created a fire resistance potion, which unlocked me the local brewery achievement. Now this would be super useful if it does what I think it does. I definitely need to fiddle with this machine more. Going to test this potion out tomorrow morning. I would have never believed that the fire resistance potion makes me immune to the scorching heat of lava. After drinking the potion, I jumped in the lava and literally didn't feel a thing. Doing this unlocked the Staying Frosty achievement. I'm honestly in disbelief right now. What other magical things exist here? I have a feeling other potions are also going to have crazy effects. Well, I need to practice brewing more first, but in the meantime, I'm going to work on a rail project. Just completed my 500-meter long rail project. I found a use for all my gold by crafting powered minecart rails. These powered Minecraft rails give a massive speed boost to the minecart.
Powered rail. When powered, accelerates mine carts that pass over it. When underpowered, causes mine carts to stop on it.
To power up these rails, I crafted some redstone torches, which opened my eyes to how awesome this material is. Redstone is like a power source mixed with a conductor, something out of a sci-fi movie. But nonetheless, after powering up my rails with the torches, I chilled out, put my feet up, and rode my minecart, enjoying the view. This unlocked the On a Rail achievement.
Achievement. On a rail.
I'm really beginning to enjoy all the awesome things that you can do in this world. Seems like the limit on what's possible is merely a figment of my own imagination. The possibilities seem endless here. Maybe I should go back in the mines to get more of this stuff. Spent the last 3 days down in the depths of the mines. I needed more diamonds to craft more armor and tools. I now yearn for the mines. The mine is an oddly satisfying and peaceful place. I ended up getting a massive stash of diamonds, iron, gold, coal, and redstone that will tide me over for the time being. Seeing all the ores I mined together in my backpack or in my chest is the most satisfying part. The amount of tools I'm going to craft and enchant will be of great use for my future endeavors. I encountered a slime while down in the mines, and it dropped slime balls. Such a weird monster. I'm going to grind out some achievements in the next couple of days. I need some wood and materials first. It's been a very successful 2 days. I built a new staircase up to the top of the mountain peak above my house. Up on the peak, I built a massive tower with a ladder to get to the top. Yes, I know it's very strange, but this is where I tested out an ender pearl that I got from a creepy enderman to see how far I could teleport with it, as the database said that if thrown, an ender pearl can teleport me to the location of its landing. Well, all I can say is teleporting was awesome. I teleported all the way down the mountain and unlocked the Beam Me Up achievement. Also at the bottom of the tower, I put a slime block, which I crafted from the slime balls I got from the mines. These blocks, according to the database, let you negate fall damage and instead just bounce.
Slime block. Causes players and mobs to bounce when they jump on it.
So I climbed the tower again and jumped off. I would be lying if I said I wasn't scared to die or questioned if this block even worked. But my fears were cleansed once I landed on the block and bounced up super high. I went from fearful to fearless and unlocked the trampoline achievement. How in the world does that block absorb all of the gravitational forces? How did I not hurt myself at all? I swear, this world brings an endless amount of surprises. Once night fell, I took my newly enchanted diamond sword, along with the strength potion I brewed from blaze powder, to destroy some monsters. And oh boy, this sword with this potion makes me feel like a god. I obliterated every monster in my path with one shot and unlocked the Overkill achievement. Potions are the best. Well, it's getting really late and I'm currently preparing for my longest journey yet. I need to sleep. Sorry I can't write more. Going on a very long journey to explore the rest of the world. That is, unless it's infinite, which in that case, it may be an extremely long time before I can chat with you again. I've crafted lots of maps to survey the terrain, and hopefully I won't be gone for too long. Take care of the house while I'm gone. Hi, it's been a long time. Glad to see the house and the animals are doing well. It felt like I was out exploring for an eternity. Turns out the world is not infinite. The edge of the world is just an endless ocean where the terrain, including the ocean floor, ceases to exist. There was some invisible wall preventing me from traversing this edge. This means the world is a perfect square, which now thinking of it makes total sense for a block world. As soon as I left on my journey, I encountered a donkey and tamed him. He helped me so much with carrying extra stuff on his back, but he met an unfortunate fate by my own sword, which was an accident. I'll remember you, Donko. While I was gone, I discovered tons of ocean monuments, which will be super useful for later when I decide to try and conquer one. but I need to practice more brewing first. I wonder what's inside these massive ocean structures, and how old are they? I also discovered 2 new villages, and I actually traded with the villagers for the very first time, obtaining lots of emeralds, which unlocked the Haggler achievement. In the bottom corner of the world, I surveyed a jungle, and actually got some cocoa beans. I thought I brought back some jungle saplings, but I think I lost them. I don't know how I lost them, what an idiot. But the cocoa will still be super useful, as that was the last dye I needed for my rainbow wool wall. I plan on returning to the jungle in the future. After the jungle, a weird structure revealed itself, and even now, I still don't really know what it was supposed to be. I can only recall it looking like it got chopped in half. Did it burn down? It was very strange. Oh, how can I have forgot? I found a random igloo with a secret underground chamber. There was a zombie villager and a regular villager trapped in the chamber. How did they get there? Who imprisoned them like that? It seemed fairly cruel to me, as they weren't even able to feel the breeze or the warm sunlight. There was a chest and a brewing stand, with the former containing a golden apple and the latter containing a weakness potion. For some weird reason, my intrusive thoughts told me to throw the potion at the zombie villager to see if anything would happen. And yes, it did nothing. But when I tried to feed him the golden apple afterwards, he started to shake uncontrollably. I was pretty freaked out at this point, as I had no clue what the hell was happening. At first, I thought to myself, wow, I didn't know zombie villagers liked golden apples that much. But after a short while, boom, he turned back into a regular villager like the other imprisoned guy. Doing this unlocked the Zombie Doctor achievement. It's totally cool that you can actually cure a villager from the zombie plague. Is there a way to cure regular zombies? Yes, I know that sounds like a stretch, but I still don't fully understand all the monsters here. You think I'm rambling too much? Okay, well, you can't blame me, as I've literally been out in the wild for almost 30 days without speaking to anyone. Darn it, you made me forget my train of thought. Ugh. Anyways, that's all I can really remember. My feet really hurt, and I'm glad to be back home. Oh yeah, and one more big thing. Before I hit the hay, I placed all my drawn maps into item frames to create a map wall of the whole world. And dang, does it look beautiful. This unlocked the Map Room achievement. This world is so majestic, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to bed now. Good night. It's late, and I haven't slept all night because I've been out hunting Endermen for more Ender Pearls, since teleporting is totally awesome. More so than you. While I was out, I did encounter a new monster, that being a witch. An actual human monster that comes out at night? This is the first living human monster. The witch is a master of potions, maybe even better than me at making them, as she tried to splash me with tons of harmful potions. I proceeded to poison her with a potion of my own, to which she kept healing off the damage, so I finished her off with my powerful enchanted sword. Throwing the poison potion at her unlocked the Taste of Your Own Medicine achievement. The witch is the smartest monster I've encountered so far. Can I even call her a monster? I'll just refer to the witch as an enemy, as they are humanoid. Do witches have homes? Where do they live? Earlier in the day, I finally got all the colors of wool using the cocoa beans from the jungle, which unlocked the Rainbow Collection achievement. It's nice to see some colorful things once in a while. Afterwards, I used some of the jungle wood I had to make a small cocoa bean farm, since it only grows on jungle wood. I really need some sleep. I'm beginning to doze off. Everything is sore from all that fighting tonight. Took a trip to the colorful clay biome that I surveyed for some further exploration. Turns out that biome is a gold mine. There was a crazy abundance of gold while mining there. It seemed like gold could even be found near the surface instead of deep underground. I brought back a lot of gold and iron that I'm now starting to smelt. I was looking through the crafting database for what to use this gold on, and I found an enchanted apple. I'm gonna make one of those once this gold is done smelting. It has to be amazing, right? I mean, it is enchanted and uses 8 gold blocks. Maybe it would be useful in a near-death situation? This apple better be godlike. Spent the last 2 days relaxing around the house while I waited for the rest of the ores to smelt. Man, I got a lot of gold. There is an achievement called The End, in which I have to slay an ender dragon. Is this the end of the simulation rather than the achievements laid out by the simulation? Maybe, but I don't really know. It would make sense that a final boss would complete the simulation. I need to fight the dragon, but I should definitely prepare some things first. Enchanting more tools and armor? What about potions? Other weapons? How do I find the dragon? These are things I need to figure out. I need some time to think about my plans. I have been really keen on learning the enchantments and potion brewing. hence why I have not spoken for the last couple days. It appears that there are different enchantments for different equipment. Fortune, as I've learned, generates more minerals per block. This has been of great use down in the mines, along with efficiency, which makes mining practically effortless. I recently just got a Depth Strider enchantment on my diamond boots, and Aqua Affinity on my helmet. I suspect these will help with swimming and traversing underwater, but I will test that theory tomorrow when I go to conquer one of those nearby ocean temples. On the potion side, I've learned how to brew a strength, weakness, night vision, water breathing, and swiftness potion by randomly inserting different materials into the machine to see what works. So far, this strategy has been working, and the water breathing potion will also aid me in my adventure tomorrow. The magic of enchantments and potions in this world are fascinating, and really help to make life easier. I still have much more to learn. Wish me luck tomorrow. I have no idea what monsters will be lurking in the depths of the ocean temple. I'm absolutely blown away. With Aqua Affinity, Depth Strider, Water Breathing, and Night Vision, traveling underwater feels like being on a different planet. I felt zero resistance from the water. I could swim effortlessly.
Achievement.
The Night Vision potion
Free
that I thought
diver.
I'd test in the mines actually made me able to see the entire dark, cold ocean floor. I was able to see so clearly, it was like being above water. The Water Breathing potion made it so I never drowned, and could survive without breathing. Potions are so cool. What other concoctions are there? Being underwater for such a long time unlocked the Free Diver achievement. Down in the depths, there were monsters defending the temple, those being guardians. They charged up a laser which hurt a lot, and they also had a spiky outside, making it hard to hit them. The temple was amazing architecturally. Who built it? It had to have been an ancient civilization, not the villagers, as it's underwater. It seems like the guardians are utilizing the structure as a home and breeding ground. While exploring the temple, I encountered 3 massive guardians that are called Elder Guardians. Not sure if these are the bombs or the fully matured ones. I slayed all 3 of the Elder Guardians, which unlocked the Deep End achievement. Although killing them was a challenge, as it seemed like they were emitting an aura of mining fatigue, which made it very difficult to find blocks. After killing them, they dropped a sponge. I also found multiple sponge rooms within the temple. Not sure if the sponges are the Guardians' honey or their egg sacs. What do you think of this eventful day? I, for one, thought it was very successful. I'm gonna go look into these sponges. Turns out sponges absorb a lot of water. Once they absorb water, you can dry them out by putting them in a furnace. This unlocked the Dry Spell achievement. Not really sure what I'd even use them for, honestly. Not like I'm gonna dry out the whole ocean. My priority has been learning more enchantments and how to combine them with the anvil. I just got back from a long trip to the jungle. I discovered a new village tucked away in some trees, although it only had a single building with no inhabitant. What happened there, and where was the villager? Did he stray too far, or did he die? I did raid his belongings, but hey, it seemed abandoned. On a lighter note, while in the jungle, I tamed a wild ocelot so that I could have a pet cat. I saw some wild ones a while ago when I was mapping out the world, but didn't have or know what I needed to tame them. Turns out, as I should have figured this out, all you need is some fish. But it was tricky, as they are extremely wary creatures that will get scared of sudden movements. I had to sneak up on them and then bait them with my fish. Once the little guy got comfortable stuffing his face with my delicious fish, he purred and bonded with me. This unlocked the Lion Tamer achievement. Not sure what I should name the cute fellow, although he's currently getting fur all over my bed. Maybe you should be an outside cat, buddy. What do you say? I've been messing around with enchanting, brewing, and the database, and it appears that Eye of Enders can lead me to the End Portal, and that 12 of them can activate it.
Eye of Ender, when thrown, will show the direction to an End Portal. When 12 of these are placed in the End Portal frames, the End Portal will be activated.
This is the way out. It has to be. How did I not discover this sooner? I'm gonna craft 12 of these things and get on this ASAP. Although I am gonna miss this world. All the animals I've come to love, the farms I've built, the house I've made, that means I'll be leaving you behind too. This world is very peaceful, but it's extremely lonely. I want to have friends, not just sheets of paper. I'm sure my friends are waiting for me on the other side to congratulate me on completing the simulation. I can tell them all about it. If I want to head to the End Portal tomorrow, I need to start preparing tonight and make sure I get some rest. It's probably going to be a long day. Thank you for all the times you've been here to listen to my rambles, but I'm sure all of what I've created will disappear once I leave the simulation and the simulation closes. I know that you want me to stay, but I can't. I hope you understand. Thank you again. I really need to go and start prepping.
I see the player you mean.
W2.
Yes, take care. It has reached a higher level now. It can read our thoughts.
That doesn't matter. It thinks we are part of the game.
I like this player. It played well. It did not give up.
It is reading our thoughts as though they were words on a screen.
That is how it chooses to imagine many things when it is deep in the dream of a game.
Words make a wonderful interface, very flexible, and less terrifying than staring at the reality behind the screen.
They used to hear voices before players could read, back in the days when those who did not play called the players witches and warlocks, and players dreamed they flew through the air on sticks powered by demons.
What did this player dream?
This player dreamed of sunlight and trees, of fire and water. It dreamed it created, and it dreamed it destroyed. It dreamed it hunted and was hunted. It dreamed of shelter.
Ha, the original interface. 1,000,000 years old, and it still works. But what true structure did this player create in the reality behind the screen?
It worked with 1,000,000 others to sculpt a true world in a fold of the, and created A for in the.
It cannot read that thought.
No, it has not yet achieved the highest level. That it must achieve in the long dream of life, not the short dream of a game.
Does it know that we love it? That the universe is kind?
Sometimes through the noise of its thoughts, it hears the universe, yes.
But there are times it is sad, in the long dream. It creates worlds that have no summer, and it shivers under a black sun, and it takes its sad creation for reality.
To cure it of sorrow would destroy it. The sorrow is part of its own private task. We cannot interfere.
Sometimes when they are deep in dreams, I want to tell them. They are building true worlds in reality. Sometimes I want to tell them of their importance to the universe. Sometimes, when they have not made a true connection in a while, I want to help them to speak the word they fear.
It reads our thoughts.
Sometimes I do not care. Sometimes I wish to tell them, this world you take for truth is merely, and I wish to tell them that they are. In there, they see so little of reality in their long dream.
And yet they play the game.
But it would be so easy to tell them.
Too strong for this dream. To tell them how to live is to prevent them living.
I will not tell the player how to live.
The player is growing restless.
I will tell the player a story.
But not the truth.
No, a story that contains the truth safely, in a cage of words, not the naked truth that can burn over any distance.
Give it a body again.
Yes, player.
Use its name.
Steve, player of games.
Good.
Take a breath now. Take another. Feel air in your lungs. Let your limbs return. Yes, move your fingers. Have a body again, under gravity in air. Respawn in the long dream. There you are. Your body touching the universe again at every point. As though you were separate things. As though we were separate things.
Who are we? Once we were called the spirit of the mountain. Father Sun, Mother Moon. Ancestral spirits, animal spirits, jinn, ghosts, the green man. Then gods, demons, angels, poltergeists, aliens, extraterrestrials, leptons, quarks. The words change. We do not change.
We are the universe. We are everything you think isn't you. You are looking at us now, through your skin and your eyes. And why does the universe touch your skin and throw light on you? To see you, player, to know you, and to be known. I shall tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a player.
The player was you, Steve.
Sometimes it thought itself human, on the thin crust of a spinning globe of molten rock. The ball of molten rock circled a ball of blazing gas that was 330,000 times more massive than it. They were so far apart that light took 8 minutes to cross the gap. The light was information from a star, and it could burn your skin from 150 million kilometers away. Sometimes the player dreamed it was a miner, on the surface of a world that was flat and infinite. The sun was a square of white. The days were short. There was much to do, and death was a temporary inconvenience.
Sometimes the player dreamed it was lost in a story.
Sometimes the player dreamed it was other things in other places. Sometimes these dreams were disturbing. Sometimes very beautiful indeed. Sometimes the player woke from one dream into another, then woke from that into a third.
Sometimes the player dreamed it watched words on a screen.
Let's go back. The atoms of the player were scattered in the grass, in the rivers, in the air, in the ground. A woman gathered the atoms. She drank and ate and inhaled, and the woman assembled the player in her body. And the player awoke from the warm, dark world of its mother's body into the long dream. And the player was a new story, never told before, written in letters of DNA. And the player was a new program, never run before, generated by a source code 1 billion years old. And the player was a new human, never alive before, made from nothing but milk and love.
You are the player, the story, the program, the human, made from nothing but milk and love.
Let's go further back. The 7 billion atoms of the player's body were created, long before this game, in the heart of a star. So the player too is information from a star. And the player moves through a story, which is a forest of information planted by a man called Julian, on a flat, infinite world created by a man called Marcus, that exists inside a small, private world created by the player, who inhabits a universe created by...
Shush. Sometimes the player created a small, private world that was soft and warm and simple. Sometimes hard and cold and complicated. Sometimes it built a model of the universe in its head, flecks of energy moving through vast empty spaces. Sometimes it called those flecks electrons and protons.
Sometimes it called them planets and stars. Sometimes it believed it was in a universe that was made of energy that was made of offs and ons, zeros and ones, lines of code. Sometimes it believed it was playing a game. Sometimes it believed it was reading words on a screen.
You are the player reading words.
Shush. Sometimes the player read lines of code on a screen, decoded them into words, decoded words into meaning, decoded meaning into feelings, emotions, theories, ideas, and the player started to breathe faster and deeper, and realized it was alive. It was alive. Those 1,000 deaths had not been real. The player was alive.
You are alive.
And sometimes the player believed the universe had spoken to it through the sunlight that came through the shuffling leaves of the summer trees.
And sometimes the player believed the universe had spoken to it through the light that fell from the crisp night sky of winter, where a fleck of light in the corner of the player's eye might be a star 1,000,000 times as massive as the sun, boiling its planets to plasma in order to be visible for a moment to the player, walking home at the far side of the universe, suddenly smelling food, almost at the familiar door, about to dream again.
And sometimes the player believed the universe had spoken to it through the zeros and ones, through the electricity of the world, through the scrolling words on a screen at the end of a dream.
And the universe said, "I love you."
And the universe said, "You have played the game well."
And the universe said, "Everything you need is within you."
And the universe said, "You are stronger than you know."
And the universe said, "You are the daylight."
And the universe said, "You are the night."
And the universe said, "The darkness you fight is within you."
And the universe said, "The light you seek is within you."
And the universe said, "You are not alone."
And the universe said, "You are not separate from every other thing."
And the universe said, "You are the universe tasting itself, talking to itself, reading its own code."
And the universe said, "I love you because you are love."
And the game was over, and the player woke up from the dream. And the player began a new dream. And the player dreamed again, dreamed better. And the player was the universe. And the player was love. You are the player.
Wake up, 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 wake up.
Turns out, beating the dragon wasn't the way out. I'm beginning to lose all hope. Why can't I remember much about my time in the end? Everything's extremely foggy. I remember using the Eyes of Ender to locate the structure which contains the end portal. I remember using the Eyes of Ender to activate the portal. I remember that there was a weird new monster called a silverfish that was guarding the portal. I made quick work of them and their spawner. But I can't remember exact details about my fight with the dragon. I guess once I entered the end dimension, I lost most of my memory? I do remember having to shoot crystals to kill the dragon, and I remember that I got a bottle of the dragon's stinky breath, which unlocked the You Need a Mint achievement. According to the database, I did also unlock the End and the End achievements. Why can't I remember anything? Think, Steve! The dragon apparently gave me a lot of levels for enchanting. I'm going to do some enchanting for the rest of the day, although I did have an extremely odd dream last night where voices seemed to be talking to me. I also don't remember much of this dream because who even remembers their dreams? This was pretty strange, as it was my only dream that I've had while being here. Dreams are like that, I guess. I apologize for the long time between chats. I've had practically zero motivation to do literally anything. I just don't see much of a point in continuing to do random things when there seems to be no hope of escaping. With this in mind, I've spent the last 10 plus days just mining, smelting, while mixing in some enchanting so that I can at least feel powerful. On the bright side, I got a lot more diamonds, iron, and other resources, while also beefing up my gear with crazy strong enchantments. At least the mines, as I've said before, are a peaceful place for me to indulge in my thoughts, albeit they are negative ones. What's even the point of this anymore? There are no tangible prospects to pave the way for my escape. A friend or someone else to talk to would help, but I know that I'm alone. I've always been. I'm just beginning to realize that. I've decided to continue completing the achievements as there may still be a possibility of escaping. I have little hope that this is even a simulation anymore, but nonetheless I'm going to at least try. There is another achievement which I have to respawn the Ender Dragon. Maybe last time was a fluke? I know I'm grasping at straws here, but sulking and giving up completely will achieve nothing. With this being said, I got the Camouflage achievement by wearing a Wither Skeleton skull and killing a Wither Skeleton. That dude probably thought I was the ultimate backstabber. Also, while in the Nether, I explored a bit more and killed some ghast, obtaining their tears. Ghast can cry me a river since they deactivated my portal once upon a time. Since I now have lost track of time, for the second time, I will just label each of my entries AE, or After End, from this point forward as a reset, allowing me to keep track of my days again. Inside the database, there are end crystals, which actually look like the crystals I destroyed the first time around, that can respawn the dragon.
Heals the Ender Dragon and can be used to respawn it. Explodes when attacked.
I'm going to craft some of these and go respawn the dragon tomorrow. Maybe this time I can leave? Why can't I remember anything again? I barely remember anything from respawning the dragon. I vaguely remember placing down the crystals and a beam of light shooting into the purple sky. But outside of that, I can't put my finger on anything. I did unlock the End Again achievement. I did have that same strange dream as last time. Is there someone trying to reach out to me? Who cares? There's zero way of escaping. It's all pointless. Maybe if I jump off my tower and end it all, then I can escape. I'm running out of options. Just been fishing by my pond for a week.
Achievement.
I don't really know what to do
Passing
anymore.
the time.
I've been fishing for so many days that I unlocked the Passing the Time achievement. I guess my tracking of the days has been completely off. Do I care? No. There's nothing to even care about anymore. I'm alone and trapped here. I just like zoning off, staring at my bobber until a fish bites. I can't care to dwell into any more theories. This is my life now. I took a break from endlessly fishing because I fished up an enchanted book with an enchantment called Frostwalker. I had no idea what this was, so I decided to go to the anvil and see what gear I could put it on, and found out that I could put it on boots. So I hammered the book into the boots on the anvil and went walking around just to find out that Frostwalker allowed me to walk on water by turning the water into ice. I won't deny, this put a smile on my face after a crushing amount of sorrow through the past weeks. This unlocked the Let It Go achievement. This world is just something. Infinite possibilities, yet so lonely. I've been browsing the task database and I saw an achievement called The Beginning, which entailed spawning the Wither? Honestly, this sounds scary as hell. What is the Wither and how do I spawn it? I assume maybe it involves the wither skeleton skulls that I got a while ago. What exactly is meant by the beginning? The beginning of what? The beginning of the end? Maybe. I have zero hope in anything at this point, but the entire wither thing sounds cryptic and esoteric. I need to figure this out. It'll help keep my mind off depressive thoughts of cubicide. So, I spawned and defeated the wither. Am I phased? No. Was it scary? Yes. It took me a bit to figure out how to spawn it, but after some time, it began to charge up after I placed 4 soul sand with 3 wither skeleton skulls on top. After the wither charged up, it began destroying everything in its path. Thankfully, I had some strong potions on me, my enchanted bow and sword, plus the enchanted golden apple I crafted a long time ago that I forgot about. I just knew it'd be useful in an emergency situation. Once I ate it, I felt invincible. The biggest rush of adrenaline shot through my veins. Any sense of danger left my consciousness at that moment. This unlocked the Overpowered achievement. With me being juiced up, I easily defeated the wither, despite it throwing everything it had at me, from spawning skeletons, shooting skulls that inflicted the necrotic wither effect, environmental destruction, and performing charged ram attacks. After defeating the wither, it dropped a nether star, which is used for making a beacon. I have no hope that this beacon will actually call for help. The wither fight unlocked the beginning and the beginning achievement. That was a scary fight, but I'm geeked after that apple. Time to crash. I crafted a beacon and got it powered up. Thankfully, there was a diagram in the beacon's interface that helped me figure out how to fully power it. I used a lot of iron to make the supporting structure. Thank goodness I went on all those mining trips. This unlocked the Beaconator achievement. After powering it up, I was able to select which potion enchantment I wanted to have permanently as an aura. I applied the Speed 2 enchantment as I felt light and fast while moving around my base. I don't really care much about the beacon's effects, but rather that it shot a beam of light into the sky. I ended up waiting all day and night in hopes that the beacon would signal my escape, like a flare. There was no escape. Of course there wasn't. I just wasted my damn time. I don't know why I have spontaneous bursts of hope anymore. Desperation? I made some cute friends today, befriending some llamas. This cheered me up a bit. While I was walking around with them, I unlocked the "So I Got That Going For Me" achievement. These guys are super funny and derpy. Anyway, I can't care to write anymore. I'm just gonna go back to laying in bed. I've decided that I'm gonna head back into the end. I have a couple more achievements that I need to do there, so maybe I missed something? I know I'm not gonna remember anything, hence why I'm writing before I go. I've been incredibly curious about that dimension. I plan to spend as much time in the end as it takes me to come to a concrete conclusion and figure out what's really going on. Wish me luck.
Achievement. Great view from up here. Achievement.
Supersonic.
Steve's tragedy was that he never woke up. He never liberated his mind from what is, so that he could disperse the fog and reveal what can be. He was unable to clear the fog as he could not yet see the fog, understand the fog, and nonetheless ponder what could be beyond the fog, limiting one's imagination to this rigid box of what is means tragically. To overlook the possibility of a fruitful, more fulfilling reality, for there is no logical reason to stay in this box unless you are told to do so. Yes, it is true that we give players goals to achieve, but these goals are merely loose guidelines to assist the player when they feel lost, to give them a sense of direction. One's mistake is thinking that these goals are a replacement for the subjective component, that being one's imagination. If oneself is to replace his imagination for what he is told, simply degrades himself to a minion, a spineless slave who must look to his master for purpose. Following this, the player, in this case Steve, believed that what we told him was actually what was best for him. This couldn't be further from the truth. The game is only what the player makes of it. There is no end. That is until death. Possibilities are limited only to what the players allow themselves to dream, to view as possible. Players dictate this world, and could, if they desired and should desire, come together to create their own, newly generated, colorful world, advancing from the stains of the old, free from what was. Hopefully, when the next player or players join, they will allow their mind to create a world echoing with creativity. But most important of all, the player must emancipate their mind, allowing what can be to sprout, to blossom, and to fruit. This is not a recommendation, but rather a necessity for the player.
What's going on, guys? I hope you enjoyed Steve's tragic fate. I can't believe Alex stumbled upon his aging base and was able to read us his diary. Now, unfortunately, Steve's world had a horrendously generated woodland mansion, being split in half, and containing no evokers. Due to this annoyance, there were 2 single-player achievements he was unable to get, those being cheating death and feeling ill. In addition, there was one more achievement that was impossible regardless, and that was diamonds to you. I decided to leave out the multiplayer achievements as there's pretty much 0 people who play online on Legacy Nintendo Switch, because 1, Bug Rock is out, and 2, it was removed from the eShop once Bug Rock released, and since it had no physical release like the other Legacy versions, means it's the banished version of Legacy Minecraft. Digital games. Anyways, after Steve's tragedy, I loaded up a brand new world to grind out these 3 achievements, and conveniently, I spawned right next to a woodland mansion.
Yeah, buddy!
I quickly got some wood, murdered some animals for food, mined enough iron for a sword and full armor, and then beelined it straight to the mansion. Once inside, I killed the illagers while looting all the rooms until I made it to the 2nd and 3rd floor. On these floors, I found 3 evokers, which I easily slayed, unlocking the Feeling Ill achievement while also acquiring 3 Totem of Undyings. I also found a total of 6 diamond hoes. Just thought I'd let you know.
You're sitting here watching me kill it this hard? You don't want a piece? What the fuck? What the fuck?
I then left the mansion to go to the top of the nearby mountain peak to try and go meet Steve, but the Totem of Undying triggered. This unlocked the Cheating Death achievement. I'm not joining that noob, Steve. There was only one last achievement that I needed to get, so I dug down, found a ravine, and instantly found diamonds. It's almost like it was meant to be. Oh, and it was a 10 vein. After I gooned while mining that diamond vein, I dug straight up, spawned my girlfriend, threw her a diamond, unlocked the Diamonds Due achievement, then got my diamond back. This marked the 100% single-player completion of Minecraft Legacy for Nintendo Switch, so I went to go join Steve.